Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is a fantastic, absolutely fantastic Star Wars game with great combat. Yes, it's borrowed a lot of elements from Dark Souls, we all know this. Now, I originally played Jedi Fallen Order when it came out in 2019. I can't believe it was 3 years ago, but it was. I remember taking the time off of work and I absolutely loved it. My original playthrough was on the PlayStation 4, and especially on Bogano, one of the first planets you go to, the frame rate was horrendous. However, I've been replaying it again thanks to Game Pass and EA Play on the Xbox Series X, and it runs and looks amazing. Still drops in frames here and there, but I don't mind occasional drops in frames. But the game, playing through it again, is just so good. It just captures a lot of what Star Wars is. You know, the ability to be able to use the Force and just deflect the blaster bolts from the stormtroopers and pull off all the cool, the cool attacks, the parries, unlocking all the different abilities, all the climbing and the Metroidvania style gameplay that they've put into the game, where you can return to other areas later. There's all types of echoes that you can find where Cal Kestis, the main character, who is a survivor of Order 66, and he's just obviously in hiding along with all the other Jedi, the remaining Jedi in the galaxy. And of course, after using the Force to save his friend, the Inquisitors come to get him, and thus he goes on the run. However, he does discover the location of a holocron that holds the location of many Force-sensitive children. Now, of course, the Inquisitors want that, and Darth Vader wants that. So Cal Kestis sets out to find it with his own little crew. And the ship that you travel around on is really, really cool, as even when you're traveling between planets, you can kind of walk around in a kind of an animated loading screen. Just the game just looks beautiful. And you can go to planets like Kashyyyk. I don't want to spoil too much. I know the game's been out for 3 years, but some people may not have played it, and I don't want to give too much away. But on the flip side of that, I don't want to make this review too long, as it has been out for 3 years. I just wanted to give my little Star Wars nerds opinion out on the game, especially as the sequel, Jedi Survivor, has been announced, which I'm very, very excited for. I hope they make it bigger, like being able to go to Kashyyyk and Dathomir, and the first one was awesome and all that, but hopefully we get to go to a lot more planets, a lot more different varied locations. Now, Cal Kestis can be customized with different ponchos and different suits that you find in chests, and you've got BD1, who's your little robot that's with you, and he's pretty cool. He can be customized as well as the ship as well. That can be customized with different colors. Now, one of the main cool things about this game is that you get to customize each part of your lightsaber, including the color of the lightsaber blade itself, which is really, really cool. And eventually you can upgrade it so you can have a double-ended lightsaber, or you can have it apart and wield two lightsabers, or you can just have just the one really long, just one-bladed lightsaber. But nevertheless, whatever your playstyle is, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order probably has you covered. Like I said, there's Metroidvania style gameplay. There's really, really cool, satisfying combat, especially when you parry hits and it goes into slow motion, and you can pull off really cool finishing moves, and you can throw your lightsaber as well and bring it back to you. There's a few really cool surprises and locations in the game as well, which again, like I said, I don't want to spoil. There are puzzles, there are really cool boss battles, there are really cool enemies. Overall, it's just a fantastic game. It will take you roughly, if you take your time with it like I did and try and munch up and do everything, you're probably looking between 20 to 25 hours. It's not overly long, which I would have liked it to have been longer, like I said, to have more planets in it. I think there's 5 planets in total, I think. I only played through sort of half of it to get this review, enough footage for this review and whatnot, and just to get the feel back. But like I said, when I completed it in 2019, I did it pretty quickly, and I did love it. I loved every minute of it. But back then they had a lot of technical issues, whereas now those technical issues are pretty much gone. So the game is pretty overall a really solid experience, and there is harder difficulties. The enemies do respawn when you get to a rest point, kind of like a bonfire, that's in Dark Souls, and there are certain areas that unlock once you've beaten the game, so you can go and mooch around them yourself. And yes, because we can't escape the trauma of it, there is scenes during Order 66, so enjoy those. But anyway, I'm going to give Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order a solid A. Minus the reason why it doesn't get my highest tier of S ranking is because of just the frames that do still drop occasionally, and sometimes there's some odd the odd bug that happens here and there with trying to climb stuff or do things. It could, Calcasters can spaz out a little bit, but it's a fantastic game with a great story, and I just cannot wait for the sequel. But thank you very much for watching the review, and I shall catch you on the next one.